You are destroying your peace, holding on to things that will mean nothing when you reach my age. I promise you this. I am not guessing. I am 95 years old, and I have learned this the hard way. I have carried burdens that were never mine to carry. I have suffered for things that did not deserve my suffering. And when I finally let them go, my life changed forever. Not a little, not gradually, forever. I want to tell you what I let go of, so you do not have to waste as many years. I have lived through wars. I have buried a husband, friends, and people I loved more than I loved myself. I have seen prosperity and I have seen loss. I have made mistakes that haunted me for decades, and I have experienced joy I did not think was possible. I am not special. I am just old. And being old gives you one thing that nothing else can: perspective. When you are young, everything feels urgent. Everything feels like it matters. But I am here to tell you that most of it does not. Most of what you are clinging to right now, most of what you are fighting for, most of what you are losing sleep over will not matter in 10 years. I wish someone had told me earlier. So I am telling you now. The first thing I let go of was the need to prove myself to other people. For most of my life, I believed that I had to earn my place in every room I entered. I had to show people I was smart enough, capable enough, valuable enough. I would work twice as hard as everyone else just to be seen as equal. I would explain myself endlessly. I would defend my choices. I would try to win over people who had already decided not to like me. Do you know how exhausting that is? Do you know how much energy that takes? It consumed me. Every conversation became a performance. Every interaction became a test. I was not living. I was auditioning. And the worst part is, it did not work. No matter how hard I tried, there were always people who did not see my worth. There were always people who doubted me, who criticized me, who looked at me and decided I was not enough. I wasted decades trying to change their minds. I thought if I just worked a little harder, if I just proved myself a little more, they would finally see me. But they never did, because the problem was never me. The problem was that I was seeking validation from people who were never going to give it. The turning point came when I was 68 years old. I was at a family gathering, and my cousin made a comment about my career. She said I had never really accomplished anything significant. It stung. It hurt the way it always hurt. And I opened my mouth to defend myself, to list all the things I had done, to prove her wrong. But then I stopped. I looked at her and I thought, why? Why am I doing this? What will I gain if I convince her? Will it change my life? Will it make me happier? The answer was no. So I closed my mouth. I let her think what she wanted to think, and I walked away. That was the first time I chose my peace over being right. That was the first time I let someone be wrong about me and did not try to fix it. And something inside me shifted. I felt lighter. I felt free. Now, at 95, I do not care what anyone thinks of me. I do not explain myself. I do not defend my choices. I live my life. And if people do not understand, that is their problem, not mine. The energy I used to waste trying to prove myself, I now use to actually enjoy my life. And let me tell you, that is a much better use of my time. The second thing I let go of was the obsession with staying young and beautiful and healthy. I spent so many years looking in the mirror and hating what I saw. My skin was not smooth enough. My body was not thin enough. My hair was turning grey too fast. I tried creams and diets and exercises. I hid my age. I lied about my birth date. I avoided photographs because I did not want to see myself aging. I believed that if I just tried hard enough, I could stop time. I could stay young. I could stay relevant. But that is a lie. You cannot stop aging. You cannot control your body the way you think you can. Time takes everyone. It does not matter how much money you spend or how disciplined you are. Your body will age, it will sag, it will wrinkle, it will slow down. And fighting against that is like fighting against the ocean. You will lose every single time. The reality check came when I was 71. I had a minor stroke. Nothing major, but enough to scare me. I was in the hospital, and I looked at my hands. They were old. They were wrinkled and spotted and shaking. And for the first time, I did not feel sad about it. I felt grateful. Those hands had held my children. Those hands had cooked thousands of meals. Those hands had worked and created and loved. They were not beautiful, but they were mine. And they had done so much. That is when I realized. My body is not a project. It is not something I need to perfect. It is a companion. It has carried me through 95 years of life. It has given me everything. And instead of being grateful, I had spent decades hating it because it did not look the way magazines told me it should. So I stopped. I stopped dieting. I stopped obsessing over my appearance. I started wearing clothes I liked instead of clothes that hid my body. I started eating food I enjoyed without guilt. I looked in the mirror and said thank you instead of criticizing. Now my body barely works. I cannot walk without help. I cannot do most of the things I used to do. But I do not regret the wrinkles or the weight or the grey hair. I regret the years I wasted hating myself. I regret the times I did not go swimming because I was ashamed of my thighs. I regret the moments I missed because I was too busy trying to look acceptable. Your body is a gift. Treat it with kindness. It is doing its best. The third thing I let go of was family expectations. My family had a vision for my life. They wanted me to marry a certain kind of man. They wanted me to have children in a certain way. They wanted me to live a certain kind of life. And for a long time, I tried to give them what they wanted. I made choices I did not believe in because I thought it would make them happy. I stayed in situations that hurt me because I did not want to disappoint them. The cost was enormous. I gave up dreams. I silenced my own voice. I built a life that looked good to them, but felt empty to me. And the resentment grew. Every year, it got heavier. I smiled at family dinners and felt rage underneath. I nodded when they gave me advice and screamed inside my head. The breaking point came when I was 59. My mother was still alive, and she made a comment about how I had wasted my potential. She said I should have done more with my life, and something in me snapped. I looked at her and I said, I have lived the life you wanted me to live. Every choice I made was to please you, and it is still not enough. So I am done. She was shocked. The whole family was shocked. There were arguments. There were hurt feelings. Some people stopped talking to me for years. But I did not apologize. For the first time in my life, I chose myself. I chose my peace over their approval. And yes, it was hard. Yes, it was lonely at times. But it was also the most honest thing I had ever done. Now, at 95, I have no regrets about that decision. The family members who mattered stayed. The ones who only loved me when I obeyed them faded away. And I found peace in knowing that I am living my life, not theirs. You do not owe your family your entire life. You can love them and still choose yourself. The fourth thing I let go of was material possessions and status. I used to care so much about having the right house, the right car, the right furniture. I thought those things proved I was successful. I thought they showed the world I had made it. I worked long hours to afford them. I sacrificed time with my family to climb the ladder. I bought things I did not need to impress people I did not like. And for a while it felt good. It felt like winning. But then the feeling faded. The new car became just a car. The big house became just a house. The fancy furniture collected dust. And I realized I had traded my life for things that did not make me happy. The lesson came when my neighbor, a wealthy man, died suddenly at 64. He had everything: a mansion, 3 cars, a boat, money in the bank. And when he died, his children fought over it all. They tore the family apart, arguing about who got what. And I thought, this is what he worked for. This is the legacy. Possessions that turned his children into enemies. That is when I started simplifying. I sold the big house. I got rid of things I did not use. I stopped caring about status. And you know what I gained? Freedom, peace, time. The less I owned, the lighter I felt. The less I cared about impressing people, the more I enjoyed my actual life. Now I live in a small apartment with only the things I truly need. And I am happier than I ever was in that big house, because I learned that the best things in life are not things at all. The 5th thing I let go of was old friendships that no longer served me. I had friends I had known for decades. We had history. We had shared memories. But somewhere along the way, we grew apart. We became different people. And instead of accepting that, I kept trying to force the friendship to work. I would call them, even though our conversations felt empty. I would meet them for lunch, even though I left feeling drained. I stayed loyal to the past instead of being honest about the present. And it exhausted me. The guilt was terrible. How do you let go of someone you have known for 40 years? How do you walk away from shared history? It felt like betrayal. It felt cruel. But the truth is, holding on to a friendship that no longer feeds you is cruel too. It is cruel to both people. I finally let go when I was 73. I had a friend who only called me to complain. Every conversation was negativity. Every meeting was draining. And one day I realized I do not have to do this anymore. So I stopped calling. I stopped reaching out. And she did not notice for 6 months. That told me everything I needed to know. Letting go was painful, but it was also freeing. It gave me energy back. It gave me space for new connections. And I did find new friends, people who matched who I am now, not who I was 40 years ago. At 95, my circle is small, but everyone in it is there because they add something real to my life. Quality over quantity. That is what matters. The 6th and final thing I let go of was the fear of death. For most of my life, I avoided thinking about it. I pushed it away. I pretended it was not coming. And that fear controlled me in ways I did not realize. It made me anxious. It made me cling to people. It made me afraid to take risks. The wake-up call came when my husband died 13 years ago. I watched him go. I held his hand as he took his last breath, and I saw that death was not this terrible monster I had imagined. It was just the end. It was peaceful. It was natural. After he died, I started thinking about my own death differently. I realized I had been living like I had forever. I had been putting things off, waiting for the right time, delaying joy. And for what? Because I was afraid of the end. So I made peace with it. I accepted that I will die. Maybe soon, maybe in a year, maybe tomorrow. And that acceptance changed everything. It made me braver. It made me more present. It made me stop wasting time on things that do not matter. Now I live fully because I know it ends. I say what I mean. I spend time with people I love. I do things that bring me joy. I do not wait for permission or the perfect moment. Because I know there is no perfect moment. There is only now. Death is not the enemy. Fear of death is. Let it go, and you will finally start living. So those are the 6 things I let go of. Proving myself to others. Perfect health and appearance. Family expectations. Material possessions and status. old friendships that no longer served me, and the fear of death. My life changed forever when I released these burdens. I found peace. I found freedom. I found myself. You do not have to wait until you are 95 to do this. You can start today, right now. Look at your life and ask yourself, what am I holding on to that is not serving me? What am I carrying that I do not need to carry? What am I suffering for that does not deserve my suffering? And then let it go. Put it down. Walk away. Choose your peace. Choose your freedom. Choose yourself. Life is short. Even at 95, I can tell you it goes faster than you think. Do not waste it caring about things that will not matter at the end, because the end is coming, for all of us. And when you get there, you will not regret the things you let go of. You will only regret the time you spent holding on. So I am asking you, what will you let go of today?